sometimes known as Chloe, was a slave who was purportedly held by Clark and Sarah Woodruff. She is considered to be the most well-known of the claimed spirits associated with the Myrtles. Clark Woodruff allegedly exerted pressure or coerced Chloe into becoming his mistress, as suggested by one of the stories. According to some interpretations of the tale, Chloe is seen listening in via keyholes in order to get information of Clark Woodruff's financial activities or for other reasons. In order to conceal the fact that she had one of her ears severed after being apprehended, she donned a green turban. This was done either by Clark or by Sarah Woodruff. We would like to take this opportunity to welcome you back to another episode of our series, which is a blend of history and mystery. Today, we will be exploring the captivating city of Savannah, Georgia. Savannah is not simply a city, it is also a storyteller, with each corner whispering mysteries of the past. As a result of its enticing Spanish moss, cobblestone streets, and the warm light of old-world street lamps, Savannah is becoming more popular. There is a very intriguing story that revolves around the Mercer-Williams house, which is located at 429 Bull Street. Today, we will unveil one of the layers of this story. This magnificent Italianate home is not only a work of art in terms of architecture, but it is also a repository of unsettling secrets and vivid histories that seem to be unbound by the passage of time. It was in the 1860s that General Hugh Mercer gave the great New York architect John S. Norris the task of bringing his idea of an extravagant home to reality. This is where our narrative starts. However, the Civil War put a kink into their plans, and Mercer was never able to see the completion of the mansion of his dreams. In 1868, John R. Wilder became the first person to live in the mansion, which is when it was first brought to the attention of Savannah's social scene. Until the 1960s, when Jim Williams, a well-known restorationist and antiquities collector, poured new life into the walls of the home, the house remained calmly as the decades passed, seeing the shifting tides of time. The efforts that Williams made were not only about restoring things, rather, they were about resurrecting things. Williams's remarkable collection of antiquities, which included things with Imperial Russian connections and relics from Napoleon's reign, led to the Mercer-Williams house quickly regaining its position as the crown jewel of Savannah's historic area. This was accomplished while the house was still holding Williams's collection. It is not the beauty of the Mercer-Williams house or the antiques that keep the locals talking about it, rather, it is the echoes of the past that appear to reverberate through the hallways of the house. Not only is the house notorious for its appearance, but it is also famed for being the location of cases of unexplained deaths and renowned ghost tales. As a result, it is a common feature on the maps of Savannah's ghost tours. The first instance of tragedy occurred in 1969, when a small boy named Tommy Downs passed away after falling from the roof. A number of years later, the home would become the location of a more ominous occurrence, which was the shooting death of Danny Hansford by Jim Williams. Williams's own inexplicable death in the same room in which he was acquitted was the only thing that brought an end to the questions that surrounded Hansford's killing and Williams' following trials. A web of ghost stories and legends has been woven as a result of these incidents, and they continue to circulate even to this day. As a result of the legend that surrounds the building site of the house, which is supposedly located over the unmarked graves of yellow fever victims, some people feel that the home's reputation for being haunted is something that contributes to its mystique. Dorothy Kingery, Williams's sister and the current owner of the home, emphasizes the historical and architectural value of the building during museum visits, despite the fact that it is often referred to as a haunted house. However, the ghost tales continue to flourish, which is fed by reports of lights and noises that cannot be explained around the time of Christmas, which was Williams's favorite time to hold extravagant parties. Many guests have reported catching brief glimpses of a young kid on the balcony or hearing the distant sounds of a party that should no longer exist. Although guests of today may not locate the huge celebrations of yesteryear, they have reported seeing or hearing these things. Is it only the wind, or is the Mercer-Williams house reliving the most exciting days of its history in the stillness of the night? As we come to the close of our excursion into the dark corners of Savannah, we leave you with a mixture of history and mystery that makes this city, and the Mercer-Williams house in particular, a fascinating study of the influence that the past has on the present. We appreciate you checking in, and if you want to hear more stories about history and hauntings, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Please continue to reflect on the past and the reverberations it continues to have in our world until we meet again.